Hello, welcome to the second ever East London LGBTQ plus film festival. We have just watched a lovely selection of short films and we've got some of the creators here. So if you'd like to go down the line and introduce yourself as to who you are and your role in which film.
Yeah, hi, my name is Mark Rush and I co-wrote, co-produced and starred in Seasalter Road.
Hi, I'm Ben and I was the editor on Dust.
Hi, I'm Amy. I was the DOP on Dust.
Wonderful. And I kind of want to jump straight into locations because they're both very aesthetic films. So starting with Seasalter Road, where was the location of the house it was shot in?
Yeah, that was in Norfolk, and it was sort of just, it was a connection from our director whose aunt was putting her house on the market after her partner died. So it was kind of a moment of serendipity in that moment, and it was dedicated to her partner, the film, and because she was going through that process, we were able to go in there and film and have all that memories, and you know, you could point the camera anywhere and there was all that life that had been lived in there. So that was really special because we couldn't have created that, like trying to find our set dress. That would have been really tough.
So has she since seen the film?
Yeah, she has. Yeah, she loved it. Yeah, thankfully.
And where was yours shot on, both, I guess, inside and outside shots?
Yeah, it was filmed in Devon, South Devon, because the director Romy lives there. So the house is like, it's part of her house, and the beach is kind of like a 10-minute drive down the road. So it was, I mean, obviously, I think it looks very nice, but it was very much kind of a logistically very helpful to kind of have a base with her parents there helping us, and then being able to drive down to the beach. I think it was a good choice.
And this was a student piece, right?
Yeah, it's a graduate film. Yeah.
And how was it received at the university?
Yeah, we had like a student awards evening for our year, and it won best film for the year group. So yeah, everyone really liked it. So.
My mind's going completely blank. I was thinking about the urn. I just don't know how to ask it. Have you ever found an urn that prompted this topic?
I can't remember where the idea came from. I haven't ever found an urn in anyone's house.
I haven't either.
Because that always kind of just stuck with me of like, how do you workshop?
Yeah.
You just look, you have a little snoop around.
I honestly can't remember. It was a long time ago. We graduated in last year.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time since we've even thought about how that came to be. But I will ask. We're meeting, me and my friend are here meeting the writer actually later today. So I'll find out later today.
You can get back to us on that.
Yeah.
Did you have any aesthetic inspirations for the film?
The main one, I was watching Euphoria at the time. That's where the pinks and the purples came in. But Romy, the director, really wanted to bring in one of the Black Mirror episodes.
San Junipero.
Yeah, that's the one. Again with the beach and stuff like that. Tried to get those darker purples and blues in there mainly. Yeah.
And with Seasalter Road, did you have any aesthetic inspirations?
I think we're sort of, some of the shots were sort of inspired by, slightly, or thought about Wes Anderson. Some of the framing, I think, was inspired by this idea of creating distance between the two lead characters. So a lot of shots where they're framed on either, distantly in the frame. So slightly in mind, but our DOP could certainly speak better to those sort of inspirations than I could.
And are there any scenes that you'd like to explore more outside of the short? So potentially the dress scene. Is there anything that you would like to do more with?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the origin for the story is the stories that my mum told me when she was doing the same process with her sister. She told me that it was the most time that they'd spent together in years. They got on in that case, but it was just sort of like, it was a kind of a gift in a way to be able to spend that much time with your sibling as an adult, which, you know, after you stop being children, you don't really spend as much time together. And she told me about finding my granddad's coat and tails for going out dancing that she didn't know that he had, and she found them one day in the middle of summer where it was like this really hot July day, and she just she was all by herself, so she decided to strip down to her underwear, and she put on my grandfather's coat and tails, and she had a little dance around their home, and that was like her way of saying goodbye to him. And I was like, when she told me this, it was like, well, that's just a film right there. That's a sequence of beautiful images, and that was the sort of origin. So in this story, we obviously flipped that in a way of like, the emotion is very different, but it's about a way of being close to someone who you've lost and saying goodbye to them. I think there is certainly something there. I would love to explore that thing around our attachment to clothes and what they mean. And I would love to explore that. What that form that might take, I don't know. But it was the moment I most enjoyed writing and, you know, bringing to life.
Yeah, it's quite a powerful scene. But I'm going to bring it to a lighter note. Did you have any fun moments on set, given that it's quite a heavy topic? Were you able to have fun on sets?
I mean, yeah, I think so, because it was quite, I mean, in a sense, we were living in that house for like 4 or 5 days, and obviously we were doing it like on an absolute as budget as we could. So me and the other producer who played the other lead, we were like cooking meals for everyone in the evening, and we were sitting down and having meals and laughing, drinking wine, and, you know, and we were in this beautiful house, this beautiful home that was like had so much character. And then I think there's moments like, it's not like, there's moments of that I enjoy that are like, that we enjoyed playing with, the things, the sibling dynamics were the things like where the sister wouldn't say, like, you know, where she was, the train had not been delayed, things like noticing that her jeans are wet, or like he chooses to throw something away that she then picks out, you know. I think they're all, there's like, it's not laugh out loud, but little moments of like amusements in life, like, you know, how different siblings can be, how different their values are. Something that one person finds like trash is someone else's treasure. So definitely, yeah, it was a lovely, the experience of doing it, filming it, was like we're a little family for a while. And then there's lots of fun in some of those scenes where you get those little snapshots of like of humans the way they are, and how different siblings are. Definitely.
Yeah, it shines through with the hoovering scene. It looks like she's having a great time, but just kind of got carried away with music. Were you, as a student piece, were you able to have fun on set as well? Like, how did it go?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it was the most fun I had on any set so far. I mean, my position is probably quite different because I was like ditting on set. So for me, it was just kind of sitting in like a nice country house, just kind of drinking tea, watching my computer whilst everyone was kind of going crazy filming. But then, like, every evening we would all kind of hang out and play games and drink a bit too much, and it was kind of like a small holiday, in my opinion. But I think it's probably a bit different for you.
Yeah, I mean, my head was definitely in different spaces a lot of the time. But I remember, like, one night when I wanted to get some shots in the car that we were driving down, Slapton?
Yeah.
And I think, because we were like split between two houses where we were staying, whoever was with me, I think we went and got a chippy down the beach at night. So there are definitely some really, really fond memories, and I do look back and I do really have fond memories of that time in filming. Yeah.
Is there anything, like, for each of you, is there one thing on screen that you're incredibly proud of having made or worked on?
In this one,
yes.
in Dust?
Yeah.
I think overall I am really happy with how it looked, considering the time frames that we were working with at film and stuff, studying film. like I said, I think the car stuff was some of my favourite stuff that we shot. Like when they're sat in the cars, really, really love those ones.
For me, I don't know, I think I edited it. We had quite a small kind of like window, so it was quite like I don't really remember editing it that much. So I guess it's just kind of the flow. But I know the things that I like, it's mostly just in the actors' performances. But yeah, so I don't know. I haven't watched it in ages as well. So watching it, I was kind of like, oh, it's not terrible. That's nice. So.
How about you, Seasalter?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely lots of moments that I find that I really enjoy. I mean, one of the things I really like the most, I don't know, it's just the thing is when they're on the beach and then they eat a chip at the same time. I don't know, there's just something very sort of amusing to me about like those moments of life together, or like moments of being more in sync than you realise. But yeah. I mean, I look at a lot of it and think as filmmakers, you just lots of moments like, oh yeah, we worked hard to make that happen, and so lots of little moments you go, yeah, we did that.
It's nice to have those moments of appreciation rather than, oh, I could have done, or I would have done, I'd changed this, I'd changed that. Like,
There's certainly those
we
moments
don't
as well.
want those. We only want the good stuff. Are there any audience questions? Oh, I don't know.
What was the most unexpected thing that happened on set?
Oh. Is that for anyone in particular or both?
It's for everybody.
That stumped them.
Trying to remember what happened. I guess unexpected or just unfortunate and put a stump in filming was, again, the car, I keep going back to the car, turned up an hour late in the morning. So we all arrived in the dark at about
4 to 5 a.m. or something.
Yeah, because I wanted to shoot at like morning light, and he didn't turn up for an hour, so we lost an hour of filming. But you know, shit happens.
And then he complained, which wasn't very nice.
Yeah.
But we kind of bonded over that, though. It was like
it was like an F1 pit stop when he pulled in. All the lights came in, all the camera came in, and it was you know, it was a laugh in the end. But yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the night that we moved to the house to do the scenes, it was really dark, and like we were taking things underneath like this hanging like tree, and I managed to like scratch myself right across the cheek, and I was like, that's a great way to start this thing, and then spend every day trying and cover that up with some makeup. So yeah, thankfully everything else was fairly plain sailing.
Just a horrific facial scar start.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, just to get us going.
Are there any more questions? Oh, yeah.
To all the panel, how important are queer festivals, queer film festivals like this to filmmakers?
Great question.
Yeah, I mean, because it's interesting, isn't it? Because so I'm queer filmmaker, but my film doesn't explicitly deal with queer themes, but it has been really lovely to sit here and watch like a program of a queer program with different perspectives, and I think that's what was, you know, really really exciting for me to know that I was going to be exposed to lots of those different films and different stories and different perspectives, because even within LGBTQI+, there's so many different stories to tell. So it's definitely been something was really excited to be a part of and to watch. Certainly, yeah. I think it's really important that there is a space for just this kind of programming.
Yeah, I mean, similar sort of feelings. Like, I didn't come here to come watch our film. I came to watch everyone else's films and be surrounded by a wonderful community and be a part of it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the sense of community. I mean, I'm not a queer person, but like being here, watching all of these films, which all kind of share this kind of thread, and with everyone in the room, it kind of seems like it's in like the world of filmmaking, which can be very kind of sort of abrasive towards the queer community. To have everyone here kind of talking and appreciating each other's work, it's like a nice kind of, I feel like it's going to be quite supportive. So.
Are there any more questions? Yeah.
This is for all the filmmakers. Are you working on anything new at the moment? Any new projects?
Short answer, no. No, but talking to some filmmakers who are writing things, so maybe, but not yet.
Yeah, I'm kind of like similar sort of like talking to people about editing sort of small things, but haven't really started yet. So.
Yeah, I've got another short film that I want to get made, and we're just sort of like getting to the point where we have maybe just enough money to make it happen. Hoping to shoot that in June. But yeah, fingers crossed we'll get everything in a row so we can go ahead and do that. Yeah.
My final question to each film: where would it be available to watch if once it finishes its festival run? Will it be available to the public, or is it already?
So we're just sort of finishing up the festival run, so there's a couple more we're just waiting to hear from, and then I mean hopefully we'll get it on. Haven't sort of reached any agreements yet, but hopefully on maybe Omeletto or one of those sort of short film streaming platforms is where we hope for it to live after it's done.
We'll probably put Dust on YouTube, I think. I mean, it's there unlisted at the moment, but we don't have the link, so but probably Vimeo as well, hopefully. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you very much.
Thank
Can we
you.
have a round of applause, please?